welcome back to my channel. Rebecca here, and today's video is going to be a story time about that time that I ran over a deer. If you'd like to hear more, then stay tuned for the third installment of this Storytime Sunday series here on my channel. And please don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up for your girl, comment, and also subscribe. So without further ado, let's get into this. So this took place my senior year of high school, guys. I had the privilege of having a car, being able to drive basically anywhere that I wanted to go. My dad had two cars at the time, so he had a Toyota Avalon that he basically gifted to me to be able to drive to, events, school events, friends' houses, parties, church, you know what I'm saying, extracurricular activities that I was in. So, I was very blessed in that aspect. So this took place on a Friday night. I had been hanging out with some friends after school. I don't remember exactly where we were, but we probably had gone to like some teen club in the area and then went back to somebody's house and was like chilling or whatever. So it was approaching midnight and I was on my way home, and at the time I lived in like a rural area, but still in Atlanta. It's like the outskirts of Atlanta, in southwest Atlanta, and there were deers in the area. There still are deers in this area to this day. I mean, like, I was going to my dad's house like literally the other day, and I saw I'm pretty sure there was a goat on the side of the road, but it's still in the city. So I'm coming down this 2-lane highway. It was 2 lanes on this side going and then 2 lanes on this side going. So I'm coming down this 2-lane highway stretch. It's dark. I had glasses at that time as well, but I didn't have them on. So I'm riding, y'all. I'm getting it. I'm riding around and I'm getting it. I'm going above the speed limit, and I shouldn't have been. And all of a sudden, I see this deer. Like, this is, we'll say, this is the deer, and then this is me approaching. I get right here, and I see the deer. But at this point, it's too late for me to like swerve and, go over into the other lane. So I'm up at my speed, I'm probably going a good about 60, 65 miles an hour on this stretch of highway because it's not the interstate. And y'all, I run over the deer. So the deer is already dead, okay? So I didn't kill the deer. It's not like it was, up running around like looking at me like, I'm here, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It was already dead. It was in the road. It was in my lane, and I just was going too fast, approaching it too fast to be able to do anything about it. So I run over the deer, and I keep going. I'm like, whoa, what just happened? Even though I knew what had happened, but I started to panic. I was like in panic mode. So when this happened, I was probably about 5 minutes away from my house. So I'm pulling into the garage, and there's like this little bit of like odor that I start to smell, but nothing that's like alarming in my mind. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's whatever. So I go inside, I speak to my parents, I tell them what my day had been like, what we had done, how much fun we had or whatever. And then I go to bed. So during the course of the night, this odor starts to kind of rise up. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta, rise up. And it starts to consume the house. And I'm just like, what is that smell? Like, what is that smell? And I believe the garage, the side of the garage that the car was on was, I think it was up or is above like where my parents' bedroom is. So imagine that. You got this odor rising up through the floor, through the ceiling of the garage, the floor of the house, and into your room. And it's like, what is that smell? So it festers overnight. My dad smells it, but he doesn't really do anything about it. And then it's the next morning. Y'all, that smell was so in your face. It was ridiculous. And it was, no, this had to be a weekday, y'all. I'm sorry, because the next day I had to go to school, or either it was a Sunday night. But yeah, that next day I had to go to school. So the smell is so outrageous that my dad starts doing investigating. He's like, is it trash? Is it a dead animal? Like, what is that smell? So he goes down into the garage. He follows his nose. And at this point, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I still haven't told him what happened. I hadn't told my mom. I hadn't told my dad what happened. All we know at this point is that something smells really, really bad, and the odor is consuming this house. So he follows his little nose. He goes into the garage finally, and then he gets closer and closer to his car. So he looks under the car, and he sees something hanging. And the smell is really like at this point. So he opens the garage and he backs the car out. And then he looks under the car again to get a better look. And what does he discover, guys? He discovers deer guts, or deer flesh, I should say, hanging from the bottom of his car. Now, this car is set pretty low to the, I mean, you know, it's a four-door car. It's not like it was an SUV. It wasn't, you know, on any rims or anything like that. So it wasn't lifted or anything. Like, it was basically kind of low to the ground. So when I hit that deer, y'all, I just probably took off the whole entire top of the deer because it was lying on its side, if I remember correctly. So I just skinned the whole deer, basically. So he sees the guts, the flesh hanging from the deer, and he is like, Rebecca, what the, I mean, he didn't cuss, he doesn't curse, but I'm sure that's what he was thinking in his mind. So then I had to come clean. I was like, well, last night I was coming down Camp Creek, and I ran over a deer, and I didn't tell you. I didn't, and I mean, y'all, at this point, when we sat in the car, y'all, that smell was like, it was like OMG. It was horrendous. So that morning, because they didn't want to take me to school, well, my dad was retired. My mom probably had already left. And he wasn't about to take me to school. So my dad and myself, I was trying to help, be a good girl. I was out there helping him, trying to like clean the guts. I think he had gotten like a broom or a stick or something to try to like knock loose the flesh that was hanging. And then you know, the odor was in the car at this point. So as soon as you turned on the air or the vents were open, it was like you were smelling deer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was just, it was like a deer, a gut. See, it was just it was bad. But he made me he made me drive to school in the deer gutsy car, but he cleaned off most of the stuff from underneath the car. It's just that it had sat for so long overnight that the smell was like embedded in the car, in the vents at this time. So, you know, he gave me a little lecture. He told me, I mean, he wasn't like upset. He just was like, you should have told me, like, because at this point, I think I had done 2 other things to his car. So this was kind of like not a surprise, but at the same time, it was like, you messing up. You still should have told me, and we could have handled this last night. So yeah, I drove to school, and when I came home, then he tried to do something else to get like that stench out, and eventually it was like nothing had even happened. So yeah, and he still let me drive his car. So that is cool. I mean, like I said, I had done 2 other things to his car up until this point, and I guess it was just kind of like, this is my child, this is what she does, I'm used to it, let's work around it, let's figure it out, because this is the car that you use to get where you need to go. So shout out to Dad, because you the real MVP when it comes to dealing with my mess. So yeah, guys, that is the time that I ran over a deer. You know, nothing too crazy or anything like that, just another incident that happened in my lifetime. So y'all, I enjoyed going down memory lane, of course, and I will see you all in my next video. Please give me some ideas of some other story times that I could do. You know what I'm saying? I have an incident in middle school that I could talk about where I might have been like a little bully. I don't know. What else could I talk about? I could talk about the time I got suspended for mouthing off at my 7th grade teacher. I could talk about the first time that I got alcohol poisoning in college. Y'all, I got so many stories to just go down memory lane with. So let me know what y'all want to hear next. I enjoyed this video. Y'all, let me tell you, I was struggling with a topic for this story time, and I was literally folding clothes this morning and it just popped into my head. So I need to get with my mom because I'm sure she has some other stories or whatnot of things that I did back in the day. Girl was a legit little firecracker. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate the support. Like I said, please give me a thumbs up if you like these story time videos. This is number 3, y'all. Number 3, we on a roll. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye. My blood pressure is high. My blood pressure is too high. My top number is okay. My bottom number is 110. 110, y'all. That's not good. So they wouldn't even do the test on me because they didn't want to write that on the paper. So I have to come back on Friday. They're going to recheck my blood pressure. And then they're going to do the TB test at that point, and then I can come and get it